All right, everybody, welcome to the stream. We're playing a game called Weird Hat Fight. It is currently trending on the free section of Steam, and I am here playing with the developers. Several of the developers of the game are in chat, but they are also on a Zoom call with me now, so we can talk to the developers, ask them questions, find out more about this game, what makes it tick, and why everybody should go download it for free right now on Steam to play with their friends. So as we get started, Josh, do you mind telling us a little bit about the game and who's in the chat with us?
Yeah, so Weird Hat Fight is a party game where you use magical hats to fight your friends to the death. I'm Josh. I'm the lead engineer and designer. And Emily, Brandon, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Sure. I'm Emily. I was a lead artist, and I guess came up with the original pitch for this game.
I'm Brayden. I'm also one of the artists for the game.
Awesome. Brandon, Josh, and Emily, welcome. And some of the developers are in chat as well. All right, let's jump into it. What do I need to do now? Press start?
So, yep, press start, and we'll let you choose the map up. And somebody must have... Either there was a glitch or somebody pressed start twice.
We got the map. So what's happening right now? So now we have the camera zoom in coming down to the fighting arena.
So we're loading in, and now we fight.
All right, so the beautiful game of this. I love... Oh, I am already getting trashed. So I'm playing with well-trained professionals here. So...
Oh, my... I went flying.
So someone was asking earlier about the frog hat. I just use it to steal the bunny hat. If anyone wants to know, I'm the green character. And so what is the name of this game?
Oh,
what's my goal here?
Yeah, so we're all trying to knock each other off the edge, Smash Bros. Style. And much like Smash Bros. Also, as you hit each other, you're doing damage, which makes it much easier to knock other people off the edge.
That's awesome. And how long did this game take to develop?
This game was developed over the course of a year. Through our last semester of college, of our master's degree.
And when we say a year, what does that mean? Is that 12 full months?
I can't do math right now, so you'd know better.
It's probably more like 8 or 9, right? Like a school year?
Yeah, because you don't count the summer.
Yeah.
Right? So this is just a fall and spring semester. With fall break, winter break, all that stuff in between. So no small feat. Basically 2 semesters.
How do you have 300%? You need to get out of here.
I'm amazing.
Nope, I'm fine. Don't ask questions.
Give me the hat. Give me the hat.
What does the party hat do? That's new.
So the party hat knocks everybody back and randomly gives you a new hat.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's a new addition.
Yes.
Okay.
That was our final hat that got added as we left early access.
So I definitely have to be paying attention here, but as we're going, I'm going to try to read some of the questions from chat. But also, let's talk about how many hats are there?
There are 5 total, I believe.
Okay, so let's start with the first one, the bunny hat. What does that do?
It lets you hop up with a super jump, and you can also ground pound, which knocks people back and does damage.
Yep, so I have the bunny hat on. I am jumping with A, and then ground pounding with B, and then there's an area effect around my feet, knocks my opponents out of the way. And I think I may have been defeated. So now I can talk a little bit while you're playing. What does the Knight's hat do?
Knight hat lets you charge in a line very fast and knocks back people who you hit. And also makes you kill yourself on accident a lot because you move very fast.
Fourth place for me, fourth place to me. Let's play again. Hit start.
I'll always be
All right, we'll let you choose the stage.
All right, here we go. We're gonna choose this one. Okay, so Insane X says the other skins, such as the dragon hat and the helmet and the sword, didn't have any effect with the B button.
That is very odd because, as you can see, they should and do on this, which is the live build.
Oh, I've already been knocked off. Okay, so we talked about which ones we missed. We did the bunny hat, we did the party hat. Let's talk about the frog hat.
Oops. The frog hat lets you steal the hat from somebody else. I'm looking to see if I could find one, but it looks like there's not any around right now.
Ooh, this looks like
no effect. There's one. It has no effect if you're not wearing a hat, or if the person you hit isn't wearing a hat. But it does let you steal the person's hat. which puts you in a very beneficial circumstance most of the time. If they don't have a hat, you just kind of have to drop it because you can't do much with it.
It seems like a dangerous level to have the knight helmet.
This is a dangerous level to have anything.
Honestly. Because you can get stuck in the favorite part is the you get stuck in the grinder.
How big was your team?
We had, I want to say 7 people.
7 people. How many artists? How many engineers? How many producers?
3 artists, 4 engineers, no producers.
No producers. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And how was
Not
that
by
working?
choice.
So typically when you don't have a producer, someone kind of has to step in. So was there anyone that was like at least a faux producer?
Mostly me, and then we split a lot of the producer-related tasks across the whole team.
I kind of love that. Would you do it again that way, or do you feel like you maybe could have used a producer?
We would have loved a producer, but
I think it still worked out pretty
it did.
well. Yeah, plus I mean we got some help from other teams, like we the team that did Sword of Atlas, we published the game on Steam through their publishing studio. Connor was a big help with that, and then Archer also helped with music, and they were on Vila, so
That's awesome. So speaking of music, how did you come up with the music for this?
Sorry, I misspoke. Archer did the sound effects. We actually talked to Berklee School of Music, and we got someone who did all the actual like songs for like the music part. So
yeah, they did a fantastic job with all our music.
yeah,
I actually love this right now for all the developers watching. We do have some of the members of chat playing the game. They are seeing some bugs, which begs the question for me to ask you next is how did it help to have it on early access on Steam? Were you able to find some of those early bugs and issues that maybe you wouldn't have found otherwise, or?
Yes, a few. For the most part, we didn't actually get, unfortunately, that much feedback from people while we were in early access. It turned out people just weren't feeling very chatty.
Uh-huh.
But we did get a few.
That's great. And how difficult was it doing a remote play game? Do you feel like that affected playtesting and how much feedback you were able to get, or?
I feel like doing a multiplayer game affected the playtesting, but I don't feel like the remote play aspect made it any harder.
Just
if anything, it made it easier.
Multiplayer in general.
Yeah, because it meant that to playtest the game thoroughly, you actually had to get multiple people together, which meant it was much harder to solo playtest.
That's awesome. And I know you made this in Unity. It was on the splash screen earlier. Can you tell us your decisions on Unity and maybe your early development process and how that started?
Yes, so we actually prototyped the game in Unreal. And then we sat down and decided and started talking about the direction we wanted the game to go. And we decided we wanted a much more like goofy physics feeling game. And while both Unreal and Unity have very solid physics and in fact have support for the same underlying physics engine, Unity has better tools to work with that same physics engine than Unreal does.
Awesome.
So we made the choice to swap to Unreal.
Very cool.
I want to quickly mention for the person who's having issues in the chat, you should check that your Steam controller settings. I know you're not using a Steam controller, but Steam controller settings can still cause weird issues. Your Steam controller settings do not have that button unbound or bound to a different setting, because Steam lets you do that, and it doesn't warn you that it causes weird things to happen.
That's awesome. And we did get some confirmation in the chat from some of the developers that they are working on the controller bug that you're seeing, or we'll look into it. That's awesome. Start another round. I'm just kind of going through all the different stages. How many stages are there, and what's the question mark? Is that random?
Question mark is random. So yeah, there's 4 stages. Now we're sorry you're running into that issue though. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, my character was running on his own and he just ran off the stage.
I thought we fixed that bug so many times.
It's a feature at this point. I love the little silhouetted characters and hats you have in the background. That it really adds a lot of life to it. What was the decision behind that?
Corinne.
Yeah, Corinne kept saying it was kind of like blank. So we're like, okay, what if we just have like clouds, like it's in the sky? So
Was she
Josh made a cloud material, and I just kind of used some of the like the base model for the guy and the dragon hat, and then the one that's off the screen right now is actually the old vacuum hat that we had to cut.
And what would the vacuum hat have done?
So yeah, the idea behind the vacuum hat was it was like you could spit the person, you could suck the person in, and you like shoot them out. It probably could have gotten worked on and made it work, but it was just taking up too much time. So we decided it was better to just cut it and move on.
I love it. Really smart. A lot of scrubbing. So was Corinne right? That's the question. Do you feel like this?
I mean, I think the clouds look good.
Yeah.
I think they look awesome, and that was some of my comment before. Even some little addition like that, even reusing some of your assets, that's a smart way to do it because of the small team size and the amount of time. But I'm not gonna lie, it makes the background a lot more interesting, doesn't distract from the gameplay, and makes it feel like a much more polished experience, in my opinion. So very cool. Matthew Slichting says, "Rest in peace, vacuum hat." Anything else you had to cut from the game?
I think the vacuum hat was really the only big thing. We had some more things that we were hoping to potentially do that we didn't get a chance to, but those were never things that we were like working on or thought that we'd definitely get done.
Yeah, I think that was the only thing that was actually like tangible that we cut. The other things were just like, oh, we don't have time to work on them like to start, so we'll just cut them now.
So now that you've had some time, you've all graduated, the game is finished, it's published. Now that you've had some time to reflect, a little bit of a post-mortem, anything you would have done differently or any advice you would have given yourself if you could go back?
Gotten a producer.
Yeah. Bribed someone to be your producer.
Paid him if need be.
Yeah.
So I actually love hearing that. Through my career in academia, I remember when I first started school and teaching at EAE, right? I was actually pretty jaded on the producer program because I was like, I was just really down on it. But over the years, that has completely changed because producers are so critical. So for anyone wanting to get in the game industry, can you all just kind of run that by me? What is the role of producer? What's the role of an engineer? What's the role of an artist? Can you go through some of those for us and just talk about them?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, let's start with producer because that.
Yeah.
Do you want to go, Emily? Sorry.
Sure. So I know at the program, producer is kind of like a big category where it's like if you're not an engineer or an artist or a tech artist, you kind of get lumped into it. But like the actual role of being a like producer is where you are in charge of tracking the actual like production of like what's getting done and what needs to be done, and like making sure that people get their jobs done and people sure they're checking in. And like just kind of keeping track and managing people and the project itself, which is very helpful. And then also helping with like with publishing and contacting maybe like any like music people, like the Berklee School of Music, like contacting them or contacting like anybody else that we like out. So I think that's the main producer and like production role, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's a really good answer, and I think that's the misconception. I think a lot of people in production think, well, I can't code and I'm not an artist, so I'll be a producer and I'll just tell people what to do, right? That's kind of the ugly truth, but the actual truth is that the producers are the liaison between the disciplines, right? So they're not only managing and helping track what people need to do, but they're helping people bring together between those disciplines so that the engineer is getting what they need from the artist and the artist is getting what they need from the engineer, and essentially they're there to keep the wheels moving as the whole group. So is that kind of like what you felt like you were missing with producer, that you didn't have someone to kind of help grease the wheels, as it were?
Yeah, to some extent. That was the other big thing that producers do that we felt that we were missing, is that they prepare the materials to help show off the game internally, and present things at like sprint reviews and stuff.
Right.
And that is a not insignificant portion of time in the game development was spent preparing those, because we
Did you guys let me
have a
win?
producer do
Did you
that.
guys let me win?
I definitely did.
That's awesome.
I was hoping to keep my first place streak the whole time.
Oh, I guess I'm not. Somebody's still in. Who's blue?
It's me. I'm actually really trying.
Oh, good. Okay, so I'm not that bad. Oh, we both have frog hats, so I'll just steal yours. And I don't want another frog hat. Here, I want that bunny hat.
I give it back. Don't worry.
All right, got it. Yeah, buddy. Oh, snap. There we go. Stay on, stay on.
It's too far away.
Yes! I think that was my first win ever. All right.